What's up, everybody? Happy Horror Friday, early Friday morning. It's your boy Blaze Horror. I'm gonna do a little thank you and slash farewell to a horror icon great. He appeared in such films as Return of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and a slew of other films. Feast. I'm talking about the one and only Clue Gallagher, or as some would say, Clue Gulager. Um, his original name, his birth name was William Martin Gallagher. He was born November 16th, 1928. He passed on, unfortunately, August 5th, 2022. Like I said, he's a horror icon. I mean, in my heart. Uh, the way I feel, there's just so much I can say about him. Really enjoyed his work. I thought he was excellent as the father in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But anyway, I pulled out a few films that he appeared in. Return of the Living Dead, we all know this one. And like I always say, still to this day, Return of the Living Dead is definitely my number one all-time favorite zombie films. But he appeared in this. He's the guy who owns the warehouse where they got a delivery. It was a mishap, I guess, with a delivery, and they got some pails of army materials, which were the living dead inside these bins. You got a new guy working, Thomas Matthews. You're probably familiar with him in Friday the 13th Part 6. And also Return of the Living Dead Part 2. But they wind up making the gas release. And then all the zombies come. People start turning. The gore is great, 1980s style. Clue, thank you for your role in this. Loved it, man. Next film he came out within the same year, 1985, I believe. Return of the Living Dead came out in that same year. Clue also appeared in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which I only have this right now, so I ain't got no images. But Nightmare on Elm Street 2, he plays the main character, the lead of the film, Jesse's father. Strict, thinks the son is on drugs because Freddy's working through him. He's starting to get whacked out. But the father role, Clue, you nailed it. It was awesome. If you haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street 2, you check it out. You see Clue in there doing his thing. The next two films is of a franchise that one of Clue's sons, I believe probably his older son, produce. So forth. I think he wrote a lot of the story to it. Is Feast. Now the only one I don't have, I must have lent it out or somebody borrowed it without me knowing. So I couldn't find the original Feast. But in the original Feast, when they first introduced Clue, he's the bartender. He has some really great scenes in it, some really one-liners. It was awesome, man. I thought by far at all the actors and the delivery on their lines in the film in the original Feast, I thought Clue was just like like he wasn't following a script. I mean, that's how good of an actor he was. But yeah, he appeared in Feast 2, Sloppy Seconds. At the end, this biker girl shows up looking for her sister. She was in the original. Her sister got killed in the original. Clue was hiding outside and she pulls him out. takes them hostage, so to speak, to go look for the guys, or that he claimed did something to her sister. Um, in the second film, he's more of an antagonist. He's like a nasty guy, mean. Um, he don't care what he says to anybody, uh, regardless, and he's out for himself to survive. Great character, Clue. Thank you once again. And then the last and final one that I brought out, I got to shop around. I want to pick up some more of his movies. I'll do a second half. I'll get more into depth of his family background. Clue also did stuff early back, 80s and 70s. He was on a TV show for, I think, ran for 2 to 3 years. It was a cowboy show, Old West. And he was on the show for about 2 or 3 years. He played Billy the Kid. So I want to go ahead and order that movie, do a review on that of Clue, because I never seen him in anything but a horror movie. But yeah, so he's back in the third and last installment of Feast. The same, the gore is, the ante of the gore is up higher in this. By this film, most of the cast is either his kids, grandkids, his daughter-in-laws, the daughter-in-law's sister. So it's like by the third one, it was just pretty much complete family. Got some other stars in there that did a wonderful job. But this one actually got a picture of Clue in the back, like right there. I don't know if you can see him too well. I gotta get a new bulb for my light. Starting to dim out on its own. But yeah, Feast 3, Feast 1 and 2 and 3. If you can get your hands on them, or if you got them, you should run a marathon, man. Really good films. And I also believe it's a great way to pay homage to Clue. Yeah, I mean, he's just straight up a horror icon. I remember watching the Return of the Living Dead for the first time. I was young, man. I had to be about 16, 17 years old. It was on late at night, living in Clifton, New Jersey. And, yeah, but his character to me, Bert, stood out. The first time I was watching it, had me hooked. And I was like, I found it on VHS too, not, about half a year or so later. And I watched the life out of it. So yeah, Stu, I said call him Stu. Clue, thank you very much. Much love to your family. Rest in peace, brother. Wish you were here still doing some great roles in horror films. Yeah, I was hoping to see you in Feast 4. I'm sure they're going to pay some kind of, love and respect to you. So that'll be good. Yeah. Getting a little tongue-tied, I'm getting tired. And with that said, thank you for viewing my content. Thank you for taking your time out of your relaxed horror early Friday morning. And I'll catch you later. Peace. This is a silly night. All right, everybody, later.